Learning and teaching in collaborative environments, making the transition. Queensland University of Technology's vision for the future includes the provision of outstanding learning environments and programs that help lead to excellent outcomes for graduates. We asked some of our academic and professional staff to share their experiences of making the transition to teaching in a collaborative learning space.
So the assumptions I went into the environment was to think that this was just the blank canvas of which we could do anything we wanted in the space.
I had some concern that the whole of the great tide of technology coming in might dehumanize teaching.
Informing the students of how the environment will work in their class. So it's about communicating to the students the purpose of why we are in this environment.
I think the one piece of advice would be to experience the space themselves as a learner if possible, and also to start small, look at small steps in terms of making change.
There might be a fear that there's more work involved. The amount of work is worth the output that the students get.
Confidence and the enthusiasm to try something new in these spaces rather than teaching perhaps the way that they were taught, with the teacher being at the front of the room.
I think you need to be open enough to have the key goal of that lesson in mind rather than the prescriptive, rigid techniques we've used in the past.
One piece of advice would be to find a friend. This is the kind of thing that you really need to have at least one other person doing the same thing to bounce some ideas off, to really get the most out of the space.
Well, in fact, I'd love to convert all of my teaching to working in a collaborative learning space, because I think even within an hour time slot, the learning that the students achieve is so much more than what they would get with, maybe a 3-hour lecture.
They feel more prepared for the exam because they feel like they've been practicing all through the semester the work instead of cramming at the end of the semester as students may in a traditional environment.
To find out more about making the transition for your students, contact the QUT Learning Design team or visit these QUT web pages.